Okay, hello everyone. My name is Sagita Rohmadani from English Egyptian Department 1S, and in this occasion, I will convey and share my reflection for this critical listening project for this semester about the topic that I choose, that is labeling. As you can see on the screen, that is stop negative labeling is the topic that I choose because I think this topic is very interesting because I'm really interested in sociology, psychology, and human behavior, and I think this topic is very interesting and it occur and happened around us in daily life. So without further ado, let's get into the material. Okay, first, what is labeling? Okay, so many of us probably don't know and don't familiar with this term because we're not usually using this term in daily communication. But actually, this term is happen and occur around us in daily life. So labeling theory is a theory that found by American sociologist named Howard Baker in 1963. So this theory states that the behavior of human beings is influenced significantly by the way other members in society label them. So once individuals have been labeled as specific categories, they face new problems stemming from their reaction and themselves and the others to the stereotype of someone with labels. Labeling theory stems from SID or symbolic instructionism theory, which believes that an individual sense of self is formed by their interactions and the labels ascribed to them by the other people. This is also in accordance with the study conducted by Cooley in 1902 and George Hartnett in 1934 that found that self is a social product. So the formation of a person's identity is related to their social interaction. There are two types of labeling. First is formal labeling and second is informal labeling. So first, formal labeling. Formal labels are labels ascribed to an individual by someone who has the formal status and ability to discern deviant behavior. For example, someone who has been arrested or officially convicted of a felony carries the formal label of criminal as they have been suspected of committing a behavior that is established to be deviant, such as breaking the law. Formal labeling would come from institutions such as police, courts, etc. Second type of labeling is informal labeling. So informal labels are labels ascribed to someone by groups of people who don't have the official authority to label someone as deviant. For example, the parent can have a child as the parent can label a child as a dissident if the child doesn't want to obey the parents' orders, and the parents will treat the children as the dissident. Now we will look at the labeling from a sociological perspective. So in sociology, labeling theory is included in the perspective of interactionism. That is the theory of deviance. That is focused on society's reaction to the deviant behavior rather than the behavior itself. What makes someone deviant is not what he or she done, but how people react to it. For example, in Canada, the use of marijuana as a medical process is legalized. So if someone uses marijuana in Canada for medical purposes, it's not considered as a crime and he or she will not be labeled as criminal. Meanwhile, if the use of marijuana is carried out in Indonesia, where the use of this thing is prohibited, then that person will be labeled as a deviant and he or she will be labeled as a criminal. Likewise, if someone who has been released from prison is labeled as a criminal, he or she will tend to think of himself as a criminal, so he or she will tend to continue committing crimes. Then we will see the labeling from psychology. Based on APA or American Psychological Association dictionary, labeling is the act to classify someone based on a certain category. In psychology, labeling is related to the theory of self-fulfilling prophecy. A self-fulfilling prophecy is the expectation or belief that can influence your behaviors, thus causing the belief to come true. For example, if there's other people that tell you that you're not good in math and you start to believe that you're not good in math, so then probably it will come true, then you will not good in math because you believe it and believe other people's opinion about it. So it became your identity and it will become true. Alright. Now we will move to the labeling in education perspective. So labeling in education perspective is relating to the teachers applying the labels on their students in terms of their ability, potential, or behavior. It is argued that teachers often classify or type and label working class students as non-academic. However, these labels are often based not on objective measures of ability, but on how well the students match up to the stereotype of academic students. Sikora and Kittiza in 1963 interviewed the counselors in an American high school, finding that middle-class students were more likely to be passed on higher-level courses. They found that the counselors' classifications of students' ability and potential were based on a whole range of non-academic factors such as appearance and demeanors. Another research from RIST found that as early as the 8th day of kindergarten, children had been grouped into ability and sat at different levels. However, when the children were tested, it was found that they were actually grouped according to how well they conform to the teachers' on middle class standards. Then, the effect of labeling. First is the positive effect. There are many positive effects of labeling. Labels can allow people to find a sense of belonging and power with people with whom they relate. By taking a label that was once viewed as a negative and reclaiming it, this group are able to re-establish their power. Support for people with specific labels can be found more easily. By accepting the label as a person with such categories, the individual can find a community that understands the challenge they are facing. They can find others who can offer moral support or advice on dealing with symptoms and challenges. Then second is negative effect. Labels can shape expectations that are set for other people and creating stereotypes. These stereotypes can result in unrealistic expectations or expecting less from someone despite what they are capable of. For example, someone who could expect a person who is Asian is to be good in math, even though they are not. This could also lead someone to think that a person who is disabled can't have a job. Then what should we do? Since labeling can have a big impact, both positive or negative, we should be careful not to label people negatively. And we also have to learn how to be aware of and respond to the labels the others might give to us. If the labels are negative, we must learn how to overcome those labels because we are complex humans and can't be defined in just one category. And here is the way to ending the habit of negative labeling. First, gain more accurate view of yourself. Whenever you label another person negatively, it allows you to give up on that person and takes responsibility off of you. If you feel it's always someone else who is a troublemaker or problem, it will leave you feeling resentful and powerless. In addition, you will miss the areas in which you could improve your situation or yourself. Keep an accurate view of your own actions and attitudes to help you better understand others and stop labeling them. Second is obtain a better understanding of others. Even though it might seem convenient to apply labels to others, they are not of much actual use. Since you won't often know the full story behind someone's life, any labels you apply will be an inaccurate representation of the person's personality. Avoid applying labels to others to help you gain more under, more realistic understanding of them. Getting to know a person will allow you to more actively understand them. Applying a label without understanding a person will only result in a false image of them. And learning more about a person will make it more difficult to invent harmful labels or stories about them. And third is build stronger relationship by removing negative or baseless labels. When you stop applying labels to someone and take time to get to know them, you'll be able to build a stronger and more rewarding relationship. Misleading or false labels can cause you to avoid getting to know someone and may end up with you missing out on some good friendships. To get clear of applying negative labels to increase your chance of building better, stronger, and longer lasting relationships. So that's my reflection for this critical listening about labeling. I hope this will be beneficial for us. I'm Sagita Rohmadani. Thank you very much for your attention.